Welcome to the world of Bangalore Watch Company. If you've just purchased your Apogee watch, congratulations. Today, I will walk you through the function, care, and maintenance of your Apogee. The Apogee comes with a Swiss Salita automatic movement. It has 3 hands for time telling. You have an hour hand, a minute hand, and a seconds hand. And you also have a date complication with a date window at the 6 o'clock position of the dial. You'll notice that the Apogee watch has 2 crowns on it. In order to set the time, you will use the crown at the 4 o'clock position of the watch. This crown is a simple push and pull crown. By default, it is pushed in all the way to the first position. To set the correct time, pull the crown to the 3rd position. You will hear a click at every position when you pull the crown. When it's pulled out to the 3rd position all the way, turn the crown counterclockwise. As you turn it counterclockwise, you will see the hands advancing clockwise. Now set the time to your desired local time and push the crown back in to the 2nd position. In order to set the date, the crown should be in its 2nd position and you turn the crown clockwise. And you will see the date advancing through the date window near the 6 o'clock position of the dial. Now once you have set the time and date, push the crown back to the 1st position and wind it about 20 times. Your watch is now ready to go. The date change function of your Apogee watch kicks in automatically once every 24 hours, usually between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So we recommend that you do not manually change the time between those hours when the auto mechanism is already engaged. The Apogee comes with a dual time feature, and using this feature you can simultaneously read the time in your local time as well as a target 2nd time zone. You can set the 2nd time zone on this watch using the crown at the 2 o'clock position, and you can read the 2nd time zone using time zone markers in the internal rotating bezel. Unlike the time setting crown at the 4 o'clock position, the dual time zone crown is screwed in and screwed out. So for starters, you'll have to unscrew this crown gently and you will see that crown pop out. Now once that crown pops out, you will be able to turn the crown, which will in turn rotate the internal bezel on your watch. Now for example, the local time on this watch is 10 a.m. and I would like to track a 2nd time zone that is 2 hours ahead of me. I do that by turning the crown until the bezel comes to a point where number 2 appears against the 12 o'clock index position, because I'm trying to track a 2nd time zone that is 2 hours ahead of me. Now I've set the watch for the target time zone. Now I can read the local time on the 2nd time zone by looking at what shows on the bezel. So if my local time is 10 a.m., the target time zone is 12 noon because number 12 points to the hour hand on my watch. Let's do one more example. Now I'd like to track a 2nd time zone that is 2 hours behind my current time. So I do that by going back to the index position, which is 12, and I go back 2 hours. I do that by pointing number 10 to the index point on my watch. Right now my local time is 10 a.m. and the target time on my 2nd time zone is 8 a.m. It also has a number 8 or 20 indicating it could be 8 a.m. or 8 p.m., which is 20 hours, depending on what time zone you're tracking. You just have to do a little bit of mental math to figure out whether it's AM or PM in the target time zone that you'd like to track. Once you've set the 2nd time zone using this bezel, You have to push and gently screw it back in to lock the bezel back in place. And you're all set to go. Once your watch is fully wound, it has 38 hours of power reserve. You can extend the functioning time of your watch by continuously wearing the watch on your wrist, or by simply winding the crown if the watch happens to stop when it runs out of power. Automatic watches have over 100 moving parts, and because of the micromechanics involved, there is a risk of exposure to strong magnetic fields. Magnetic fields are all around us today, in televisions, smart home speakers, and more devices, and they affect the timekeeping of your automatic watch. So we recommend that you keep your watch away from these devices to avoid strong magnetic fields and exposure to your automatic watch. Your Apogee watch is built for 100 meters of water resistance. The water tightness is dependent on the integrity of gaskets that are present inside the crowns, between the crystal and the case, and in your case back. Usually 100 meters is fit for swimming or showers. But remember that hot showers or pool chlorine have a tendency to damage the integrity of the gaskets in your watch, and they will affect the water tightness rating. Remember also to always keep both the crowns completely pushed in and in a locked position to avoid exposure to water and moisture. If moisture or water get into the case, they will damage the mechanism of your watch. Hand sanitizers have become indispensable after the coronavirus pandemic. But we've noticed that exposure to hand sanitizer deteriorates the enamel paint on the case or causes stains on the watch case and watch crystals sometimes that cannot be removed. So we always recommend that if you're carrying hand sanitizers, also carry a dry paper towel and wipe off any residue from your watch. Owning an automatic watch is just like owning a car. It needs to be serviced periodically. Our recommended service interval for your Apogee watch is once every 4 years. And if you're wearing your Apogee as your daily driver every day, we recommend that you even shorten your service interval to perhaps once every 2 years. When it is time for a general service, give us a call, book an appointment with us, and enjoy your Apogee for the next few years.